So it's syphilis then, yeah?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
that's what you pay them for.
I know, but I was kind of hoping for better news, you know?
You think of it as a souvenir.
You know, that's a good point.
Yeah.
But I thought the whole point of that place was that it always stays there.
I don't know. I've never had that be the case.
No, it just follows us wherever we go.
I it's like luggage. It stays with you for the rest of your life. Eddie Murphy said it best. Herpes is like luggage.
God, it's just so worrisome, you know.
Oh shit.
Hey
everybody.
I hope no one thinks that I'm really sleeping, because you know it's hard, I think, for a lot of people to tell what shtick is and what's us being bad at our job.
Wouldn't this be the episode that our significant others watch?
Oh, of course it would. Of course it would. That's the Lenny and Squiggy. That's cool. I like that. That's cute, Kyle. Yeah. Hey, everybody. How you doing? If you can't already tell, we're Fat Jack's Comicrypt. I'm Brendan. That's Al. I can't remember. Who's the sexy one? Squiggy? Squiggy. No.
I don't even know which one of them is Squiggy.
I think Squiggy's the little one.
I call Laverne.
Okay, all right. I'll be sure.
I like the L on this one.
You like that? Yeah, all right. Then you be, you know. Hey, everybody, how you doing? As always, we're Fat Jack's Comicrypt here, hanging out on the experience. We're here from now until 8 o'clock. We're here to sell some comic books. But more than importantly, if anyone was watching our local show, which we have on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Fat Jack Comicrypt, we do have a few epic books that we've kind of held back on that at different points during the show tonight, we are going to slowly roll out. A lot of these books pertain to first appearances. Most of them are in that kind of Bronze Age era. We got a couple from the 90s, two big first appearance of villains, one of which isn't a villain anymore. Instead is a multi-billion-dollar movie franchise. And the other one was a major villain of my favorite run on Batman, Tom King's Batman. So we will get to them at different points. The others are pretty sweet Marvel Bronze Age first appearances. So please stick around with us for the entire show, hopefully, because we will get to all of them. We also have a very unique collector's item over here, the Marvel Universe of Superheroes exhibit that a couple years ago was here at the Franklin Institute in Philadelphia. If anyone is interested, this whole vinyl sheet along with the stand can be yours for $40. We'll bring that up a few times throughout the show. But if anyone is interested or wants to know some more, let us know and we'll talk about it. We also have a few other books, a couple that are a little left over from the local show. We'll give some people who only watch us here on the experience a chance to see what those are. We have a few fun, Silver Age stuff and everything like that. We also have a bunch of bundles. We have a few more bundles, but more importantly, we'll probably do some $5 variants that we've done before. Also, I'm looking forward to, we have our Silver Age, Bronze Age, Marvel DC $2 sale. So we'll get to that at some point. So, just kind of hang out and stick around with us. We'll just kind of be chilling here, shooting the shit like we normally do. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. So let's first get the business out of the way, just in case we have any new viewers. So like I said, it's Fat Jack's Comicrypt. We're here to sell some comics. And the best way to get those books to you is you need to claim them. Now, we are going to reiterate once again, when you claim a book, especially when there's a few titles up here where we have multiple issues of, please be as specific as possible, okay? Also, yes, you can claim anything that is that you see here, okay? We'll start pulling them off once I'm done the business. Any books that aren't up here, but you might be aware of that we have because you probably follow us on our Instagram page, which is at the FJC Paradox. You can't claim those books until I reveal them, okay? That is just trying to be fair to anyone who doesn't follow us on Instagram. And for anyone who doesn't follow us, please follow us because sometimes you get a first look at some of the stuff that we're going to have, so you will be better prepared to know that if you want them or not. So if you have never purchased from us before, and you are outside of the Philadelphia area, or you are outside of the Oakland, New Jersey area, which is where our Jersey shop is, we're going to most likely need to ship books to you. And what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to get your contact information and your shipping information. And the best way that we do that is through our email. And our email, you can probably see it down here, but I'll just say it. It is fjccshow@gmail.com. Al handles all that wonderfully. So most likely if you email or anything like that, you're going to be dealing with this guy over here. Jason's there. Okay. Yes. Jason, please come back with stories. It's been a long time since I've been to Vegas. Let me tell you.
He's in Vegas right now.
Yeah, he's in Vegas right now. I think he's in Jason's a bachelor party. Is that what you're doing? Bachelor party?
Is he for SummerSlam? Mr. Chamberlain wants to know if he's in SummerSlam.
Oh, wait, SummerSlam in Vegas?
SummerSlam's this weekend. I didn't know he was in Vegas.
Oh, nice. Isn't John Cena back to do a championship against Roman Reigns? What a terrible championship. Cena versus Reigns. Oh, blah.
Oh, he's at a bachelor party.
I heard CM Punk showed up in AEW. Is that true? Did that happen?
Yeah. SummerSlam 88, baby.
88! Oh, God. For a second there, I was like, there can't be that many. It's once a year.
SummerSlam 407.
489! Yeah! All right. Fun times. I let me know if anything really fun comes up in the chat. We've really dropped the brightness on our screen, so before I could barely see, now I can really not see.
I apologize. I don't know who Pancake Waffless is.
Oh no, this is Mike, right? Was it Mike? Zanen's buddy. Zanen turned him on to us.
Oh, okay.
He came in over the weekend. He was a really cool guy.
He's been in the chat multiple times. I never knew who he was.
Yeah, I never knew before. Like when I was doing the show with Henry, he popped up, and I was like, "That's a neat name," but I wasn't sure, what was going on. But he loves Hellblazer. He loves Constantine, like I do.
Oh, really?
Yeah. We talked a lot about like Preacher. He was a fan of Preacher, kind of like us back in the day. Yeah.
Man, I like it.
So it was cool. It was great meeting you over the weekend. Mike, right? If I'm wrong, please let us know in the chat. I really don't want to get people's names wrrong.
What's your name? Since you didn't put your real name up, we'll just shout it out in the chat.
Oh, is that bad social media etiquette?
I don't think you're supposed to do that.
Ooh, my apology. Oh my God, but he has this 30-pound cat called Hemoglobin. It was he adopted it. He rescued it from an elderly couple that only fed the cat. Can you guess? Bacon and ice cream. Yep. So if you want to make a cat very unhealthy and make it a 30-pound cat, feed it only bacon and ice cream. I told Angela that last night, and Angela was like, "What?" Like the look of horror on her face.
That's an American cat right there.
That is a. Let's say if that isn't a metaphor for America, I don't know what else is. Okay. Is there any business I forgot about? Oh, for anyone who can't interact in the chat for whatever reason, you need to contact us on the phone. Our number is 215-963-0788. Just in case. Did we have much? Were people talking about any big technical issues?
No, I didn't think anybody mentioned it. Do we have any tech issues?
Anybody who's following us over from the local show, give us a critique. Did it work out? Is this new?
We had a little new setup, so let us know how it worked.
Cool, man. I'd like to know.
I got one real quick thing. I mentioned this on the last show, and Mr. Chamberlain, this is not directed at you. If you claim a book, please claim a book that you want to purchase. I appreciate everybody claiming something and then giving it up if somebody else wants it, but it just makes for a much smoother show. And on our end, it's just, and otherwise I get phone calls.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not serious about it, just don't claim it.
Yeah, because like no one needs to juice.
Yeah,
if we don't sell anything, that's my fault.
It's all on him.
It's all on me.
His fault.
Yeah.
And,
So I like to believe that if you're purchasing a book, you're doing it because you genuinely want that book.
Yeah.
And we want to make sure these books get to the people that really want them. Because let's be honest, we love this stuff. I'm not a big fan of the industry, but the art form I am greatly in love with. I've been in love with it for over 40 years. The industry, on the other hand,
no lag on anybody. Well, I mean, so far.
So far from the local. Oh man, that is great to hear. Going forward, this is hey Mike, thanks for the new laptop. You know, it worked out.
Thank you, Mr. Chamberlain, because you're probably the reason we got a new laptop.
That's a good point, you know.
And to everybody who bought big ticket books.
Yes, yeah.
Mr. Chamberlain, everybody.
Everybody, man. Again, people, fellas, ladies, however you identify. Again, we do this primarily for you. If not, Al and I would just hang out here alone.
Yeah.
And if you think we get a little blue or controversial here, you haven't hung out with us. You know, not
big ticket book or not. If you purchase something from us, we appreciate it. I shouldn't have said that. I apologize. That is an Iron Man 3 from the local show. We did have another copy.
Okay, yeah. So here, let's quickly, because again, we're here to sell some comic books. So let's just point out something real fast. This is, for anyone who recognizes it, this is Invincible Iron Man #3. It's been going up in value, especially within the past week, because there's some big news. Now, again, this isn't her first appearance, so let's just throw that out of the way real quick. But it has been confirmed that Riri Williams, who is Ironheart, will be, she's already been cast. She will be premiering in the Black Panther sequel. And going forward, I imagine she will pop up in a lot of the MCU stuff. Obviously, Disney and Marvel are starting to move towards the new generation. But this book, the reason why it has value is because this is the first time that Riri Williams puts on the iconic red and gold Ironheart armor. Obviously, that's the first cover appearance of her in that armor. It is also the first time that Tony Stark coins the phrase Ironheart. Now, yes, I know she has a different armor now, but again, she's going to be a lot like Iron Man. She's going to have a lot of different suits. But this is the first one, really. This is the first iconic one. This is a very fine near mint copy at $20. All right, so let's take a minute.
Thank you, Mr. Melendez.
All right, Sam, thank you. For anyone, let's just quickly point out a couple things. If you watch the local show, I will be as quick as possible. If anyone is tuning in just here to the experience and missed out on the local show, if you want some more information about these books, I'm going to run through real quick. Let Al know, and we'll talk about it. But real fast, here we have the Incredible Hulk 102. This was technically the first issue of his ongoing series. This is a very good plus copy at $120. We also have from 1979 the first confrontation and meeting between Captain America and the Punisher. This is Captain America 241. This is a fine minus copy at $15. From the Stan Lee, Steve Ditko era of Doctor Strange, we have Doctor Strange 173. This is a very good copy at $18. Again, if you're looking for some slight speculation, this is FF number 19, the first appearance of the young woman Anomi, who is the super genius from Wakanda, who is already premiered on the Marvel Avengers campus. And a lot of people are speculating that she will play a role maybe in the World of Wakanda show, maybe Black Panther 2. But this book has slowly been creeping up in value as people are looking for the next big thing, obviously. Speaking of first appearances here from G.I. Joe, Real American Hero, the Larry Hama continued from the Marvel series is the IDW one. This is a very fine near mint copy at $70. It's the first appearance of Dawn Moreno as Snake Eyes. And then we have the second appearance of her as Snake Eyes, along with her first cover appearance. This is issue 245, very fine near mint at $30. And if anyone purchases one of these, we have the issues preceding and the issues that take place after that I'll throw your way for free. Oh, is that FF? Okay.
The FF's going to go. Thank you, Mr. Barucci.
All right.
If you could,
yes.
There's an Action 366 up there.
366. Yes, there is. Okay. This is
Zaynan's in the chat.
Oh, Zaynan's in the chat. What's up, buddy? Hey, for anyone who watches us and who is familiar with Zaynan, I want to let you know in 2 weeks, September 5th, the Sunday before Labor Day, Al will not be with us. But taking his place is a special guest star, none other than Zaynan. And I cannot wait to have you, Zaynan. Al's the punk that's going to miss out on you being around.
You know what's great about that is any questions to the chat? are non-existent because Zanin can just answer.
Zanin will just answer them.
You talk about encyclopedic knowledge.
That's true. Zanin, I got to get you in on a weekday. You got to pick out some books, and we'll just do an entire Zanin's corner. You know, I don't even have to pick the books for that show. I'll just have Zanin do it, and I'll just hang back, let him work for free. But Zanin, I'm really looking forward to that in 2 weeks. So anyway, yes, this is a Neil Adams cover. This is Action Comics 366. You have a Justice League appearance. You have a Legion of Superheroes appearance. And you have Supergirl doing her dating show cover. I'm not exactly positive. But Zane, if you're interested, this is a Fine Plus copy at $20. All right, so let us know if you are interested in that, bud, and we'll get that over to you. Let's think of a couple others real quick before we move along. We have some bundles. If anyone jumps out to anyone, let us know. I'll show you what we got. But real quickly, let's point out this year, this is a very good plus copy of Brave and the Bold, issue number 58. It's priced at $20. This is the second appearance of Metamorpho, the Element Man. This is a fun Silver Age book. Good old. Does anyone know who wrote and illustrated this? Because I used to know. I had it on my notes a while ago. Hey, Zanin. Is this an Arnold Drake or is this... Anyway, second appearance, because his first appearance is the issue right before this, issue number 57. But that says Brave and the Bold, 58. Second appearance of Metamorpho. A book that has gone up in value a lot around speculation in regards to Kang the Conqueror. We're talking about Fantastic Four 273 from 1984, part of the John Byrne Fantastic Four run. This is the first appearance of Reed Richards' father, Nathaniel Richards, who is established to be an ancestor of Kang. This is also the origin of Kang's Sphinx time-traveling machine, and you get a lot of fun origin stuff in regards to the very convoluted history and continuity of Kang the Conqueror. This is a very fine copy at $20. And then, again, I've brought this book out a few times. I have no idea what happened over the past week. We follow another comic book shop on Instagram, and they started posting these eBay sales. So 4 or 5 copies within the past 5 days of this book have sold for over $100. I don't know why. Now, I know why this book has value. It is the first appearance of, in American comics, the first appearance of One Punch Man and My Hero Academia. So once again, I'm gonna roll this out just in case anyone wants it. This is a high grade, very fine near mint copy. This is the free comic book day one shot of One Punch Man and My Hero Academia. Our copy here is only $60. And guess what? Multiple copies over the past week sold double this. I am not ready to raise the price, but I do want to offer this just in case someone knows something that I don't, and you see a deal here in the waiting. So just in case. Oh, all right.
Thank you, Mr. Benjamin.
All right, Mr. Benjamin. Cheers.
It was Bob Haney and Ramona Freydon.
Okay.
If I'm saying that correctly, that comes from Mr. Barucci, Mr. Chamberlain, and Zane.
Cool. I have no idea who any of those people are.
You know Bob Haney.
Do I?
Yeah.
The name kind of sounds familiar.
I mean, he's
just like a DC.
He's a comic writer.
He's a comic writer. All right. It's kind of like Martin Pasco. Yeah. I'm like, who's Martin Pasco? And they're like, how often do you say this?
Mike Sikowski.
Mike Sikowski. That is the one I'll never live down.
Apparently, this guy did some books.
He got a lot of books. Okay. All right. So we talked about.
Real quick to anybody new in the chat, I know we haven't said this for a long time, we haven't had to, but I can't interact in the chat. So if you claim a book, I just kind of hold it up and give you a thumbs up. That's all you're going to get. And I may verbally say it if he's not in the middle of something, but if you're concerned or whatever, just hit it up in the chat. I won't respond. Yeah,
but we'll try our best. I learned that the hard way when I was behind that computer. I'm like, what? Yeah, no, what?
Let's see, One Punch Man movie.
So that's
Mr. Rail.
That's jumped up the value of it. That makes sense. All right. Well, I hope you got a deal because I floated that book for months and no one seemed to care.
What's the deal? What's his thing? He just punches people once. Is that literally all?
Yeah, it subverts the whole like Super Saiyan, Dragon Ball Z, the super overpowered characters, and I think all he did was he did 600 push-ups, and but he's like super bored. Actually, to be very honest with you, I think the show deals really well with depression. He comes off as a very depressed character. And it's also all this like class stuff because like all the superheroes are in these different tiers and they're all trying to move up. It's very capitalistic. It's very class warfare. It's actually a really spectacular show. And it is cool because yes, he literally just punches people one time, and usually these like if he fought Fin Fang Foom, he would punch him one time and Fin Fang Foom would just explode.
But he punched a hole in this guy.
Yeah.
To Mr. Benjamin to purchase this, I have your email on file. Don't worry about that. I'll invoice you later this week.
Cool.
I was going to say something else. I can't remember now.
Okay.
Shit.
Okay.
So Ramona Freight, if I don't know how to say that. She just got attention. Wonder Woman using her lasso on Trump. I guess in social media. That's kind of cool.
All right. Cool. Nice. Good.
Ramona Freight.
Good. She's my hero now. Just saying, I mean, there's a certain human being that if you dump on him or you acknowledge how dangerous and how effed up his existence is, you will always be my hero if you dump on that human being. I try to be a loving person, but there are some people in this world who really test my my compassion.
Mr. Chamberlain, we do not have the Stegmanberry of Kang.
No.
I think that was 1 in 100.
Oh, yeah, that's a big one. I don't know.
We didn't get a copy.
Yeah, no. All right, so Kyle, I'm assuming our break is coming up in like 5 minutes or so. So I'm just going to talk about a few bundles that I have right here. But when we come over on the other side of the break, we are going to dip into our big keys, our big books of the evening. So for anyone who's sort of like getting a little impatient, being like, where the heck, when are these guys going to get to it? On the other side of whatever our break is, which looks to be about 5 minutes, on the other side of that, we are going to immediately dip back into our big books. So for the next 5 minutes, I'm just going to quickly let you know about some of the bundles that we have here. There's a bunch of fun ones. This is a bundle of a 3-issue miniseries that I didn't even know existed because it's written by Alan Moore. It's called Death Blow by Blows. I don't want to make the joke because it's too easy, low-hanging fruits and all. But still, this is interesting. It's a 3-issue limited series by Alan Moore that I never read, and I thought I read everything Alan Moore did. So this is like sort of like a Death Blow, the Wildstorm character, if he was a heavy metal character. Heavy metal being the Metal Hurlant, the French magazine, not heavy metal, the music. So anyway, this is the 3-issue limited series from 2002. This is a complete 3-issue series for only $5. And this is a big one. I threw this up on the Instagram page, and people really glommed onto it. This is from an artist that I love. I unabashedly love. And this was, as Pete and I were talking about on Instagram, yes, this is a transition book in regards to Jay Lee's style from where he started out with his Namor and stuff, a little bit more rough and jagged, a little bit looser, until he was starting to get more into his very tight, almost romantic. His art kind of feels very romantic for some reason. But this is his creator-owned work. This was the first 4-issue limited series from 1994 of Hellshock, The Fallen Angel. There you go. All 4 issues by Jay Lee, written and illustrated. Now this is a complete limited series. We have this bundle here for $8. And a little thing that I was not aware of at the time was the second series that came out in 1997 and never actually finished. I believe in mid-2000, if Nick's still out there, I'm pretty sure Dynamite Comics, they put out the definitive edition of Jay Lee's Hellshock, which included the last, I think, 22 pages that kind of ended the story. Supposedly, Jay Lee says it's his most personal work. So I don't know how often he meets angels and stuff like that, but you know. But again, if you're a fan of Jay Lee, it's a gorgeous piece, and I don't think it's in print anymore. So this might be one of the last times to get it. Speaking of Image, Speaking of the 90s, an illustrator who was mostly known at the time, I think, for inking, Art Thibaert. He did a 3-issue series called Black and White. This is Black and White number 1 through 3 from 1994. Again, this is a complete series, and we have it here for $4. And then if you want to stick in that kind of Image Wildstorm kind of realm, here we have from Chuck Dixon and Ryan Benjamin, the 6-issue limited series Grifter and Midnighter, where they fight a bunch of aliens called the Damonites, but they sure look like H.R. Giger's aliens. This 6-issue limited series is $8. And then for anyone who's looking for some anthology series, fun one. In fact, this first issue has some real value. I just don't know if there's much interest, which is why it's in a bundle. But this is Oni Double Feature. Oni Press, which, God, do they still exist?
I think they got bought by
Top
Shelf.
Bought by somebody?
Yeah, like they're probably part of it.
All right, so
they got absorbed by somebody.
All right, so this is from 1998. You get the first appearance of Jay and Silent Bob in comic books. But this is the first 10 issues of Oni Double Feature, which was an anthology book. So you get a lot of different stories by a lot of interesting different artists, a lot of really great covers. You get a Paul Pope cover, Matt Wagner cover, I think Bill Sienkiewicz cover. There's a lot of interesting covers. Teddy Christensen, I think, shows up in one of these. Anyway, this 10-issue bundle is $13. Speaking of Dynamite Comics, we have a couple from their Project Superpowers era with some gorgeous Alex Ross covers. This was the 4-issue limited series from 2008 of the Death-Defying Devil, where they are reintroducing all of these old characters. That is the Daredevil. This is a $6 bundle. And then we have the first 7 issues from the Black Terror, a character that I actually always dug. And again, this was a fun book, and these Alex Ross covers are to die for. These are all from 2008. This 7-issue bundle is $8, or $10, I'm sorry. And also from Dynamite, we have the Noir 5-issue miniseries, where you had The Shadow, you had Miss Fury, the Black Sparrow. It was a fun little 5-issue miniseries from 2013. This is a $7 bundle.
Can I get the Oni book? Oh, it's right
Yeah,
here.
the Oni's right there. Yeah.
You know what Oni publishes?
But
Rick and Morty.
oh, okay, all right.
Thank you, Zane.
Thank you, Zanin. Good for them, because I think it does.
To be fair, we don't get very many copies of that.
No.
So
Even though they have some value. Okay, are we close to our?
we'll go to a break.
We're about to do the break. Okay, so we're going to go to break, and like I said, when we come around to the other side, we're going to dip into some of our big books.
Howard, you got your own. Don't worry.
Cool. All right, so see you all on the other side, guys.
There's something for every imagination at your local comic shop. Visit ComicShopLocator.com to find a store near you.
What's up, people? All right, so we're back. Like I promised, we are going to talk about some of our big keys here. Okay. So out of all of the big keys we have left, this is the least expensive, and it's $50. Okay.
And it's the only DC.
And it's the only DC. So we're about to, poor DC, man. It takes a real hit sometimes on this show. This is a one-shot. This was one of the highest-selling books in the year it came out. It was connected to a very historically, some would call it famous, some would call it infamous storyline from the early 90s. This is a very fine minus copy at $50. It is a 64-page special published in 1993 with a gorgeous Glenn Fabry, right? Fabry. Glenn Fabry cover, written by Chuck Dixon, illustrated by Graham Nolan and Eduardo Barreto. It is the first appearance of the backbreaker himself, Bane. This is Batman, Vengeance of Bane, #1, one shot. Why does this one have more glare than some of the other ones have lately? Anyway, so this is a very fine minus copy at $50. First appearance of Bane. Oh, all right.
Thank you, Mr. Thank you, Mr. Chamberlain. I was just trying to work Bane into the name.
Thank you, Mr. Chamberlain.
Mr. Chamber Bane.
All right, cool. Okay, so let's do one more. And then we're gonna.
Man, that is a gorgeous cover.
It's gorgeous cover.
That's great.
Yeah.
You doing these? You want these just in the order? There?
Yeah, in the order. I put them at. Yeah. All right. So next up, now this one is not a first appearance of anybody. This is just an extremely iconic cover. In fact, we had this one before, but it was in terrible condition. It still sold for a little decent money. But this one actually is in much better condition. Well, it's a very good. And even at very good, this thing's got a lot of value because this thing is priced at $100.
The cover does it.
It's super iconic. I think the other copy we had was like falling apart. I think it was still sold for like $20.
I don't remember having it.
No, it was part of the DJ Loves JB collection.
Yeah.
It
was all X-Men.
It was. Oh yeah, he gave it away. It is an X-Men book. Again, it is an extremely iconic cover, and it is none other than X-Men 100. A very good copy at $100. Most of its issue, actually, the book's in really good condition in terms of its structure and everything. The big issue, it just has these like weird sort of like aging spots. Just kind of like the white of the pages are beginning to yellow and show some wear. But again, I did a lot of research. I looked at this, even in its condition. This book commands still a lot of value and a lot of money for it. Again, it is probably one of those covers that has been homaged many, many, many times, and it will for many, many, many decades after. This is Chris Claremont and Dave Cockrum. It's the old X-Men versus the new X-Men. Why fake Professor X? Oh, was that a spoiler? Yeah, it's not really Professor X. He's calling them out to the Thunderdome. It is time to beat each other up because that's what you want your children to do. Hurt each other. Beat each other up from love. Who had a father like that? I wish I had a father like that. That would have meant that he was around. So anyway, X-Men, this is pre-Uncanny. X-Men issue 100. Very good copy at $100. Oh, all right. Saying about that one.
Thank you to the unknown.
All right, unknown. Thank you very much. All right. How many do we have left?
About six.
About 6, 5.
Six
of them?
exactly.
6 exactly.
6 exceptional books.
Do we have a 7th that we're trying to figure out if we're even going to bring out?
We have a 7th that somebody called about, and they have to check on something, so we kind of put it to the side until the end of the show.
Okay, because that will be the last one that we roll out.
We had a I don't want to say a proxy call because that's not the right term.
That's not the right term.
Somebody called inquiring, and they may be offering more than we have it tagged at, but we're waiting to see. They have to check the collection.
Yes. So
that's what we do. We've been
figure it
going
out
backwards for not selling books. That's what we do now. Oh yeah, no, we'll hold off and wait, stranger.
Well, how about this? Let's do one more.
All right.
Let's do one more for this segment, and then we'll do some more in the next segment, which will start at 7:00.
How about that?
All right. So, okay, now this is a first appearance. No, this is technically a first full appearance and the origin of this character. Technically, this character had a cameo appearance in a first issue of a very famous character. This is from 1972. Pretty much, I think, like, if not the same month, like the month after this other character's first issue came out, which is where the cameo appearance of this guy is. But this one is the first full appearance and origin. And is there anything else I could say? Okay, it's a fine copy at $80. Okay, and this is the first full appearance and origin of Damian Hellstrom, the son of Satan. This is Marvel Spotlight number 12, a fine copy at $80. All right, so let's take a look at that beautiful pulpy cover. Marvel was really like hitting it all cylinders when it came to like early 70s horror comics. For anyone who's not aware, the first issue that I was talking about that has Damian's first cameo appearance is Ghost Rider number 1, the beginning of Ghost Rider's ongoing series. But soon after that issue, Marvel Spotlight gave Damian his first big full appearance, talked about his origin, and gauged the fans' interest in a new horror character, specifically the son of Satan. You know, good thing the Satanic Panic wasn't going on. If this was 1982 instead of 1972, this book might have been burned, because that's what rational people do. So there we go. Marvel Spotlight, issue number 12, fine copy, $80. First full up, and it's gone. All right.
Thank you, Mr. Unknown.
Thank you, Mr. Unknown. Appreciate it.
I would say Marvel in the 70s is probably my favorite era of Marvel's. Now, maybe not.
Well, it's interesting because
it's sort of like it's not, and I didn't grow up with those books, but like as an adult looking back, I veer towards the Bronze Age stuff a lot more.
Yeah, 80s Marvel when I was growing up was the best, like for me the best. Yeah. But you're right, as an adult, I've grown an entirely new appreciation for Bronze Age Marvel. One of my favorite writers has turned out to be Steve Gerber. I love Steve Englehart. Doug Mensch has turned out to be somebody that I didn't appreciate enough when I was younger. I mean, Gene Colan, Frank Brunner. I mean, some of these, like Gil Kane, these artists that were going on at that time.
Yeah, there was just, I don't know.
The weirdest.
It was an air about it. Like, it's maybe
Jim Starlin.
Maybe it's the stories I've heard.
Well,
about the creation of, like, it just seems like a lot more fun. You don't hear a lot of stuff. Like, somebody needs to write one of those books about DC. Maybe I'll appreciate DC.
Yeah, I know. Because for a lot of people who aren't aware, like, the Bronze Age, especially Bronze Age Marvel, was when you got a new generation, primarily a bunch of young 20-something-year-old dudes. There were some ladies, but let's be honest, you know, the industry has kind of been behind that 8 ball for a long time. But you had a bunch of young creators that grew up reading, you know, Kirby, Marvel, you know, Bill Everett, Steve Ditko, Stan Lee. You know, I mean, obviously Roy Thomas was one of the big ones. He had the fan scene, and then he started writing the comics.
It has a charm. Gary Lyman. Yeah, it's a good way to put
it. Definitely.
There's definitely a charm to it.
And I'm not going to deny it. And if anyone has ever met me, you'll know why I'm interested in this. But let's be honest. Psychedelic drugs had a major influence on Bronze Age Marvel. Can we just acknowledge that?
Absolutely.
Okay. If
it was I don't know, it was just a lot more creative. Like there's a and I'm not even gonna say those are like the best comics I've ever read. Because like a lot of them are hard to get through.
Well, the scripting is, but in terms of concepts,
it's that shit's wild.
I mean, look at what Starlin did with Captain Marvel and then Warlock and all. I mean, Cosmic Marvel outside of like Kirby on Thor and stuff like that, and a little bit of like Lee Kirby on Fantastic Four. Cosmic Marvel, in my opinion, was created in the early Bronze Age. Engelhart, Starlin, Gerber. I mean, these guys were pretty much creating. And let's be honest, most of the MCU, especially the first 3 phases, were probably more inspired by Bronze Age Marvel stories than they were Silver Age Marvel stories.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. So we've done 3. Okay. So we've done 3 of our big books. All right. So one thing I want to point out real quickly, because I've kind of teased it a few times. I just want to show it off completely. All right. Illustrated by Arthur Adams, The Son He Never Had, Nick Bradshaw. This is a very unique collector's item. So Marvel, the Universe of Superheroes, was a traveling exhibit. Was it a traveling exhibit, or did it only come to the Franklin Institute?
It came to Franklin Institute.
Holy shit, you might be right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so this makes this more unique.
I don't think so.
This was the promotional material, this little promotional piece, this one sheet. It's a vinyl one sheet, so it's really nice, very sturdy. You get this really cool stand and everything. But this is a very unique piece that was celebrating and promoting the Franklin Institute, which is a really awesome museum here in the Philadelphia area. But this was promoting that. And so you had a lot of concept art for the movies. You had an old Jack Kirby art desk. You got a lot of like original art from that era.
I thought it was all when it came. I thought it was all related to the Marvel cinematic universe and like merchandise and all that stuff. It wasn't until like the last week when people were like, "No, there's original art."
Yeah.
No, there's all kinds of stuff from like the early. Like
people loved it. I mean, the only reason we didn't get to see it is because we were always working here. But if anyone is interested, a rolled up version of this and the stand is yours for only $40. So if you want a unique kind of pop culture, historically kind of different, rare little piece, it's theirs for the taking. Get Black Panther, Spider-Man, Iron Man, Captain Marvel, Wasp, Thor, Black Widow, Ant-Man, and the Hulk. Again, illustrated by Nick Bradshaw, who's a really wonderful artist.
It did travel around, I guess.
Okay, all right. I thought it did. I thought it was a traveling show, but when's the last time you got out of this area? No. You were stuck here.
2019, 2018?
Yeah, I wonder what happened. What happened to 2020? Was that a year? Did 2020 ever happen? Are we still in 2020?
It's still going on.
Because I'm pretty sure, even though we're lucky enough not to be doing it, but I'm pretty sure I'm back to wearing a mask. What's that all about? All right.
You're not a vet, that's why.
No, I'm not. All right, so really quickly, I am going to next, I'm going to talk about a few more of these Action Comics that are behind me, just to give some people some quick, like, what are these books standing behind me? So I'm gonna be pretty quick about these, okay? I'm not gonna belabor it too much, but if anyone has any questions, or Zainin, or anybody else in the chat, if you have any interesting anecdotes about these books, I would love to hear them. But here we go. This is Action Comics 315. This is a fine minus copy at $23. And then we have Action Comics 342, Earth is Doomed, which sounds like it takes place in, the year 2021. This is a very good plus copy at $15. The only difference is the world is not on fire. Instead, I wish we got the more fun version, which was an alien was trying to poof us out of existence. Oh my God, just some of the photos of black bears coming out of those. All right, I don't want to drag us down. Speaking of an interesting human being, this is a Neil Adams cover of Action Comics 364, where, guess what? Superman got space syphilis. Look, it's space syphilis, or maybe it's space herpes. I can't tell. His heart's stopping. The world's strongest man is dying from a microscopic virus. He literally is Capone at the end of his life. Superman, maybe you should have got that syphilis taken care of years prior, because guess what? It's now reached your heart and your mind. Superman's last words to cremate his body are Kryptonian leprosy. That's the disease, leprosy.
Do you remember the movie Ice Pirates?
Of course, with space herpes.
With space herpes.
Yeah. I wish it held up.
No, that movie holds up. Top notch. What are you talking about? I hope Henry's watching. He's got terrible taste in movies.
You mean with his great critical analysis? Sean has more interesting critical analysis.
What was it? Anyway, what did he say?
But still.
Thank you. But still.
Here are all of these very thought out rational reasons why this thing is good. And then the person comes back with, but still.
But still.
And you're like, but still what? And they're like, but still it sucks. It's like, okay, explain why it sucks.
It's like having an argument with someone and their answer is because it's in the Bible.
Oh, it's the worst argument. Anyway, Action Comics 364, find plus copy at $20, and you get space syphilis. Oh, I'm sorry, leprosy. Yay! Next up, Superman gets a costume that wants to kill him. We are talking about Action Comics 384, a find plus copy at $13. I swear I know nothing about that diabolical costume. That sounds like a man who knows too much. There we go. All right. And then we get Old Man Superman, the home for old superheroes. There we go. Action Comics 386, find plus copy at $13. I can't say much for the stories inside, but I got to tell you, I love Silver Age Superman covers. They are wild. Speaking of which, I'm pretty sure maybe this isn't a Neil Adams, but this is a very, let's say, topical, problematic. I don't know, because invaders go home, and I'm pretty sure these Native Americans are not appreciative of Superman. So they are walking him off the reservation? Are they dumping him into the Grand Canyon? I don't know what's going on here. But don't worry, because there's a backup story called The Boy Who Begged to Die. He was probably a bubble boy. He's probably John Travolta, and he really wants us to, save him from a certain, I don't know. It's not for me to say. Fine plus copy, $12.
Is that, what is that, 386?
This is 401. You looking for 386? 386 is the old superheroes.
I missed
it. All right. Is that somebody looking for that one?
This one's going. Thank you.
All right.
Do you have a Nathaniel Richards?
Yes. This is Fantastic Four 273, the first appearance of Reed Richards' father, Nathaniel Richards, who is heavily connected to the Kang the Conqueror's convoluted history and continuity. So that is why this book has slowly gone up into value. I'm pretty sure not that long ago you could have got this book for $2 or $3, but now a very fine copy will cost you $20. All right. So there you go. That is our little Fantastic Four, Nathaniel Richards.
And the Hell Shock is $8.
$8 bundle for the first 4-issue limited series of Jay Lee's Hell Shock. There you go. Which one are you looking for?
401.
All right, 401.
Thank you, Unknown.
All right, Unknown. And our last Action Comics, at least in terms of good grade and good value, because I got some Action Comics in our little $2 bin, which we'll get to at some point. This is a Fine Plus copy of a 100-page giant Action Comics, $443, $15. Plus, you get 9 of the deadliest supervillains. Ask me who those 9 deadly supervillains are, and I will tell you I have no idea. Buy it for $15, and you can tell me.
I would answer Brucci, but he can't hear anything, so I can't interact in the chat. If anybody wants to type that in the chat for Mr. Barucci, this is his first time on the show. He doesn't know how this works.
Oh, yeah. Just in case anyone didn't miss out the 5 times we've said it already, Al cannot write in the chat. We can't write in the chat. If Kyle, can you write in the chat? Can you be our proxy? So Al, in the private chat that you're able to write in, write your answer, and then Kyle, because he doesn't have enough to do, he can then write it in.
Really, you don't want to see the language I'm going to use when I type it up. What was I doing?
All right, so boom. All right, what time is it? All right, I don't know this because we got some big books. All right, so we're getting close again to our break. So we got, I guess, Kyle, we got about 5 minutes or so. Just about. Okay, so 5 minutes. So I'm not going to get into any more big books. We are going to wait till on the other side of our next break. We will get into some more of those big books. We'll also do, like I said, we'll do some $2 Silver Age, Bronze Age, Marvel DC. We'll do some $5 variants. So stick around. The next hour is going to be a lot of fun because, again, we got big keys and then we got fun books. So just because you don't have $450 for a first appearance of one of the most famous 90s characters doesn't mean we don't have a bunch of books that you could purchase tonight for very cheap and have a good read. These bundles are always very inexpensive, and really what we're trying to celebrate in these bundles is the fact that there's so much wonderful art and stories in regards to this art form, and not all of them can be big keys. All right. So with that said, I'm just going to quickly talk about a few books before we go to our break. So Kyle, let Al know. Until then, I'm just going to babble on like an idiot like I normally do. So the first book I'm going to do is, this is an interesting one I found in the Greg hole that I was not aware of. This is a one-shot from Dark Horse Comics called Critical Error. This is written and illustrated by John Byrne. Now, what I was not aware of in terms of the backstory of this one-shot, so back in the late 70s, around 79, 80, John Byrne had done an 8-page story for Heavy Metal magazine. Again, that's the French magazine, also known as Metal Hurlant. And so John Byrne was going to do his own version of a Heavy Metal magazine, which is why there's a naked woman in this and everything. I don't know what happened exactly, why it never got published or what have you, but about a decade later, in the early 90s, John Byrne decided to expand the story and to illustrate, color it, and publish it for the very first time. Now, this story is sort of like a sci-fi Eden kind of character with a lot of sex and pregnancy and robots, but it's all silent. There's no dialogue. There's no caption. If you love John Byrne, this is a unique sort of artifact in his career. Again, this was his version of a heavy metal story that never got published. This is a very fine plus copy at $4. And then back in 2003, Robert Kirkman made 2 books. All right. One of them was a little book that most people have never read called The Walking Dead, because I don't know, why would anyone read zombie books post 9/11? But Robert Kirkman also did a second book. No, I'm not talking about Battle Pope. He was already working on that stuff prior. Which book about? Oh, Critical Error, right there. So the one book that he was putting out in 2003, right around the same time that Walking Dead was being published, was this oversized issue called Cloudfall by Robert Kirkman and E.J. Sue. This is sort of like I don't want to call it a Blade Runner because it's not that sci-fi or dystopian, but it's kind of like this is like a law enforcement agent. She's got a troubled, dark past, and it got claimed, so I'm not going to babble on like an idiot for too long. So there we go, Cloudfall. And because we can't get through a show without talking about this gentleman at least once, and that is the King, Jack Kirby. Here we have, for Pacific Comics, post his second stint with Marvel, we have Jack Kirby doing a bunch of new creations, and this is his version where you have Captain Victory and the Galactic Rangers. Now, this one is part of the 80s stuff, which was actually written and illustrated by Kirby, unlike the Topps comics, which we'll get to in one moment. This is the very first issue. This is a fine plus copy at $4.
Mr. Chamberlain, the Cloudfall is $8.
Oh, yeah, I apologize. I didn't even get to the so let us know, is that an issue? What did I have the grade at? It was a good grade. It was like very fine near mint. Yeah, it's in fine.
It's very fine near mint. It's $8. Let us know.
Yeah. I think the cover price at the time was like $4 or $5, so it's not even really that much. And then, just like I was talking about in regards to the Topps comics, those same characters that Kirby was working on for Pacific during the 80s, in the early 90s, soon before his death, Top Comics started putting them out again. We've had a few of them on the show before, and usually a bunch of old school Silver Age and early Bronze Age creators. Like in this one, you have Roy Thomas, Gary Friedrich, Dick Ayers, and John Severin. This is the Bombast. This is a polybagged comic, and it also comes with the Kirby Chrome trading card. But this is Bombast #1 of 1. This is a one-shot from Top Comics. Very fine near mint at $4. All right, and with that said, are we break time? Break time. Okay, so we'll see you on the other side, and we'll get into some more big books.
Zane and Gary.
Go Phillies! Welcome back, everybody. We are now in our third segment. Don't worry, Unknown. The experience has confirmed it. You got the captain victory. All right?
Apologies, Mr. Freeze. I'm afraid you didn't win out.
Sorry. I believe Kyle. If Kyle says timestamp, boom. It worked out.
I don't know what that is, but okay.
Why do I recognize that?
That's our names.
No, I know. I'm trying. I can't.
I have no idea.
Oh, real quick. I want to talk about. All right, we're gonna get to a big book in 1 second, but it's Spinal Tap. Yes, that's Nigel. Oh my God, I was like, oh my God, I know that. Actually, that's great. Thank you, Kyle. Thank you. I want to talk about a little movie real fast before we get into the comics.
Ice Pirates.
So first of all, we can't get into it right now, but the next time we're on the show together, I want to talk about the summer of 1987 movie-wise with you, because I realized I was very that was the summer that my absentee weekend daddy would take me to movies, whatever I wanted to see, and there were a lot of R-rated movies that came out that summer, and I'm pretty sure 87. Can you think of what came out in the summer of 1987?
Predator.
Predator?
Predator's one.
There's another huge one. It's top 10.
Rocky 4.
No, I don't think Rocky 4 was the summer.
Lethal Weapon?
Lethal Weapon. That's
UHF?
I don't know about that one.
Batman?
No, that was 89.
Was it 89?
I'll give you a hint. Paul Verhoeven.
Oh, fuck.
RoboCop.
Is it RoboCop?
RoboCop. Nightmare on Elm Street 3, The Dream Warriors.
Which one's that?
That's
the one I like.
Yes,
that's the only one. Yeah, that's the best one.
There's two good ones.
No, Terminator was 84.
No, Terminator was 84, and Terminator 2 was 92, 91.
I remember seeing an interview with Weird Al Yankovic
Uh-huh.
Beverly Hills Cop 2.
Oh, yeah, Beverly Hills Cop 2, the Tony Scott one.
Because
Yeah.
that's how I spend my time, watching interviews with Weird Al Yankovic.
Yeah. Well,
and the summer UHF came out, it was like the Batman summer. Like he competed against, it was like the biggest summer ever.
That was like 89, yeah.
Nobody saw UHF.
I'm convinced 87 might be one of the biggest summers of all time, but not for what people think. But we'll get into it another time. You ever see the Matthew Broderick Project X with the monkey? That one broke my heart. But which Sylvester Stallone movie, not Rocky 4, came out that summer?
Rambo?
No, it is not a franchise. But I'll give you a hint. It's a canon movie.
It's a canon.
Directed by Globus. I'll give you a hint. A lot of people think it's the arm wrestling movie. In fact, it's the family drama movie with about 20 minutes of arm wrestling at the very end.
Oscar?
Yes, Oscar. No, it's Cobra 2. Over the top, man. I rewatched that the other night. There's something I cannot understand for the life of me.
Oh, Untouchable.
The Untouchables. Yeah, that was another one. Thank you, chat. But the character's name is Lincoln Hawk. On his truck, it says Hawk Towing. Yet throughout the entire effing movie, they constantly say Hawks. They're like, Lincoln Hawks. Hey, Hawks. It's like, it's not his name. What is going on? Like, do you not have like some kind of an editor or a story consultant or a PA who just goes, they keep saying the name wrong? Frank Loja. You're a loser. You're a loser, Hawks. That's not my name. Anyway.
Wait, do you own Over the Top?
No, I was like on Amazon Prime or something. Okay. Oh, like every night I can't sleep and I'm like completely effed up. And you know, Angela kicks me out of bed. I go downstairs and I just find usually a movie from the 70s or 80s just to kind of like watch and wash myself the few times, take my little nostalgia hit.
3 Minute Baby.
3 Minute Baby. Yeah, all right, cool.
Yeah, I tried rewatching that a couple months ago.
You mean where Ted Danson is trying to buy a pound of cocaine in the entire movie?
It's a weird movie.
And the supposed ghost kid.
I didn't see the ghost kid either. I was a little.
It's definitely there, but I am convinced that they've said that it was a stand-up of Ted Danson as a kid, and that's where it comes from. All right, so thank you very much for tolerating our quick little movie minute. Now we're going to step into our next big book. So, Al, what is the next book that we have there waiting for everybody to check out? All right.
Here we go.
Okay. All right. Okay. So now, this is a first appearance of our first female character. God, man, this industry. No. We had first appearance of the Black Cat.
We had that Supergirl issue.
No, but it wasn't a first appearance of Supergirl.
Oh, this is, yeah. All right, so this is first appearance.
This is the first appearance. Okay. We did have the creator who wrote and illustrated this issue. We recently, on our local show, we had his first work on this title. So that helps.
And she's a character of color.
She is. Yes.
Somewhat. I mean,
Greek.
You could argue, yeah. I don't know. Do Greek people get offended if you call them white?
I don't know. There's a lot of Italian people who do.
A lot of Italians. I know people that won't call Italian people white.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right. So, first of all, there is a typo in this character's name on the cover.
Oh, yeah, they spelled it wrong.
They spelled it wrong.
Okay.
They added an extra C. Or no, they added a C. Doesn't exist, but whatever. So this is from 1980. This is a fine plus copy at $90. Okay. We were lucky enough. We had another copy that was like slightly. It was maybe fine.
Yeah.
Which is why I think we sold it for $80 at the time.
I think it was 80. This
is 90.
Yeah, so yeah, it would have been.
Yeah, so I think that's what.
Because it definitely wasn't that. Yeah, it was a little less.
All right, so in 1980, an introduction of a amazing, badass female character was introduced to us. One of my great, let's say, tragic love stories in all time in comic books. And this is the first appearance in Daredevil 168 of Elektra. This is a Fine Plus copy at $90 by Frank Miller, written and illustrated, inked by Klaus Janson, but written and illustrated by the infamous Frank Miller. So there we go. So anyone who has never seen it before, when Elektra's name first shows up on her first cover, on her first appearance, they spelled it wrong. Don't ask me who that editor was. But there we go. Daredevil 168 Fine Plus at $90. All right. Now, Al, why don't you, unless something's going on in the chat.
No, my screen got real fuzzy.
You see, your screen got fuzzy.
Real fuzzy, but whatever.
All right. Okay.
And away we go.
And away we go. Let's get to the next one.
Thank you to the unknown.
Oh, the unknown has taken our first appearance of Elektra. Enjoy. All right. So this next one. Okay.
Mr. Wickler, I apologize. You're just a shade late on that one.
All right. So this next one, it is from the Bronze Age era of Marvel, 1972. In fact, if most of these books came to us, like I've said, 11th hour, Mike, had them for us and stuff like that. But if I could have made a segment just called the 1972 segments, because so many of these books come from 1972. This one is no different. Okay, so this is a Fine Plus copy at $250. Okay, so we are starting to now inch into the couple $100 kind of books. Okay, so this book, Fine Plus, $250. Now again, it's not a first appearance, but it is a reintroduction. Okay, so this character first appeared in Fantastic Four under a different name. This character then reappeared in a slightly different version in a Thor comic book. Okay, but here in this issue, which is the first issue of a Marvel something series, is the reintroduction of this character, where he gets the name he is primarily known by, and he gets his first iconic costume before his second iconic costume. Because prior to this issue, he just ran around pretty much half naked in a tunic. Now, this is a Gil Kane cover. And obviously, anyone who's watched this show before, we've all learned that if there was one guy doing every cover, it seemed, for Marvel in the early 70s, it was Gil Kane, in the same way that if there was a DC cover in the late 60s, early 70s, it was most likely Neil Adams. Gil Kane was sort of like Marvel's Neil Adams. All right. So this, like I said, Fine Plus, $250 from 1972. We are talking about Marvel Premiere #1, the reintroduction and renaming of Adam Warlock. There we go. Big boy Adam Warlock. You got the Hulk. You got Thor. Everybody's having a good old time. This is many issues before Jim Starlin started to take over the character and really started to develop the character's origin and all that kind of stuff. So there we go. Marvel Premiere from 1972, #1, Fine Plus, $250. The reintroduction of him, not to be confused with that terrible band. No, I'm sorry. If anyone's really into him, I guess you like acronyms. I don't know.
Can you show the Hulk haircut?
Yes. Gary, are you watching? So let's get up close. There's the Hulk with his side sweep. Does he have bangs? What's going on with the Hulk's hair?
He's got the flock of seagulls.
He's the flock of seagulls? Is that it? He's got a faux hawk or something, except he didn't shave the sides. And I love how both of them are just sort of like, is Thor falling over? Like, what's happening? Why is he tripping?
They're both drunk.
They're both drunk. There you go. They're drunkards. Yes, Thor and the Hulk are drunkards. So there we go. Marvel Premiere #1. Reintroduction of him. Emo. Oh. Nice. How many big books do we have left? 3. Okay. So we're gonna hold off. Wait, we have 3 or do we have 4?
We have 3, and we're waiting to hear back on 1. Which,
okay. Here we are.
They need to call. You need to call during the next commercial if you're gonna call.
Okay. All right. So what do we have for time? Let me just see. Let me just gauge. All right. So we're 7:15. So we have a good 15 minutes before our next break. We got a few more big books. We're gonna kind of hold off for our last segment, sort of kill it off and everything. Got a few bundles up here if anyone's interested. We have a Grendel versus the Shadow 3-part series. That's a $9 bundle. We have another Alan Moore in his America's Best Comic. This is Gray Shirt, Indigo Sunset 1 through 5, full series. We have a character that I love that doesn't get much love anymore. I don't even know. Is Paul Chadwick still working in the industry? But I'm specifically talking about his wonderful character, Concrete. This is the Fragile Creature limited series, all 4 parts, $6. And then we have the 3-part Think Like a Mountain and the Earth Day 1990 one-shot. These are both $6. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do some $2. We're gonna not a lightning round, no lightning round or anything like that. But we are going to, for the next until our break, we are just going to pull out. I got a little box here. Let me get this box. All right, boom. So anyone who was watching the show last week, we haven't done this in a while, except for last week. So we have a bunch of Silver Age, Bronze Age, primarily Marvel and DC, but we also have some Whitman, we got some Gold Key, we've got a bunch of fun books, okay? Now, for anyone who purchases the most amount of these $2 books, you will win Submariner #6. Now, it's a terrible copy and everything, but don't take it out of the thing. Really what you want this for is you want it for this awesome cover, second appearance of Tiger Shark, okay? So whoever buys the most $2 single issues is going to get that Submariner Tiger Shark battle for free. All right. So what I'm going to do for the next 15 minutes is I'm just going to pull out a $2 book. I'm going to toss it up here. Let's not belabor the time too much. If you're interested in it, just claim it. It's yours. They're all $2. All these books are somehow valued somewhere between $6 to around $12 to $13. Okay. So the first up we're going to do is a Gold Key book. It's Turok. So we have Turok, Son of Stone. It doesn't have an issue number because that's what Gold Key did. They were weird about it. Maybe it's 703. I don't know. But Turok, Son of Stone, $2. Next up, we got Mighty Samson from the Whitman collection. Mighty Samson, 32 maybe? I don't know. They're very weird about their issue numbers. Next up, we have Super Friends. Issue 33. You got Hawkman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman. And who the hell is this weirdo? He's got a leopard print outfit, a leotard. He's got 3 spikes and a whip. That is a strange looking villain right there. $2. All right. Then we got, boom, what's up here? Defenders. Defenders versus the Scorpio. What is the secret of Scorpio? Defenders issue number 48 from 1977. $2. Next up, we have, this is neat, from Golden Press. 96 pages of true stories of sightings, evidence, and contact. UFO mysteries. $2. All right. What is here? Let's see. Web of Spider-Man, where he fights, I guess, the New Warriors. It's an Infinity Crusade crossover. Firestar, Guido, and Puck. They all fight. Web of Spider-Man, 106. $2. All right. Boom, boom. What's this one? Solar. Dr. Solar. Man of the Atom. Once again, I'm not exactly sure which issue number this is, but still, evolution runs wild. Turn a horde of monsters loose on a terrified world. All right. And then we have up here, we got another issue of Web of Spider-Man, but this one is from 1986. Sliding away. I guess that guy's on drugs. Black suited Spider-Man. Web of Spider-Man number 23. $2. All right, what do we have over here? We got Conan. All right, Conan 151 from 1983. Conan the Barbarian 151 with a gorgeous, I believe that's John Buscema. Yeah, it's got to be John Buscema. Yeah. All right, $2. Next up, we have, Superman's pal, Jimmy Olsen. Fun little Silver Age book where Jimmy's beating up a bunch of weird wrestlers. Here comes Atlas Olsen. So this is Jimmy Olsen 96. $2. And then we have another Super Friends issue where they fight a bunch of magic cows. Super Friends number 34. They're throwing batarangs, they got lassos, and they're all teleporting. All right, next is another Dr. Solar Man of the Atom. Dr. Solar Man of the Atom, issue number, I have no idea. Atomic Escape from the Lost Dimension. I love these covers. These covers were so gorgeous. So well painted and everything. All right, there we go. Next up, we have Power Pack, issue number 19, a giant-sized issue. Guest starring Cloak and Dagger, Kitty Pryde, Wolverine, Beta Ray Bill, and Thor. I mean, that's a badass little combo right there. If you've never read Power Pack, this is the issue you want. For only $2, too. All right. Next up is a Gold Key Star Trek. All right. Haven't seen one of these in a while. So this is Star Trek number whatever the hell. They're riding around on a bunch of, what are those, peacock ostriches or something. It looks like they're fighting some characters of Middle Eastern descent. It's probably problematic in 2021 eyes, but still, it was the 60s. Next up is, a Ripley's Believe It or Not. I actually have a cousin who was in a Ripley's Believe It or Not story because his heart was born outside of his chest. And yeah, I'll have to tell you that story sometime. So this is Ripley's Believe It or Not, True Ghost Stories, The Hands That Haunt. There we go, $2. All right, next up, we got a Justice League of America. All right, it looks like they're fighting a bunch of rats. All right, so this is Justice League of America 174. Again, it looks like they're fighting a bunch of giant rats. It's like the Pickle Rick episode or something, you know? All right, and next up, we have a Strange Tales featuring the Golem. I'm pretty sure I tried to sell this for much more than I'm selling it now for $2. Strange Tales 174, the Golem, the thing that walks like a man. All right. And then we have another Power Pack, but this time they're in search of Galactus. So you have Power Pack issue number 56 with a Steve Lytle. Lytle? Was that his last? Steve Lytle? Little? He was a great cover artist. What a cool cover. Who's doing this? Was it the Michael Higgins and Tom Morgan? Oh, look at that. Hey, this book is worth the $2 just for that Galactus trying to creep up on Franklin Richards. That's actually a pretty sweet image. $2. All right, next up we have a Marvel Tales. Okay, Marvel Tales featuring Spider-Man. This is Marvel Tales 270. Spidey, black costume Spidey versus the Puma. All right, and then we have, we got another UFO encounters, except this one is 128 pages. True stories of the 20th century's most fascinating riddle. UFO encounters. All right, what's one here? We got another Mighty Samson, except it looks like he's fighting Neptune. It's King Neptune orders the destruction of Samson and attack of the Fishmen. Again, another gorgeous painted cover. What a great era of covers. And then we got a Defenders issue. This is Defenders 45, Divided We Duel. That should be the name of our show, Divided We Duel. Defenders 45. Who is the creative team by this point? This is Dave Kraft, Roger Slifer. Who are these people? But you get Keith Giffen and Klaus Janson do the art. That's pretty cool. Look, all the ladies. We must free the Defenders. $2.
Steve Lytle just passed away.
Oh, no. Did he really? Damn. He got COVID?
So says Zayn.
Zayn, man. That's for real? Holy shit.
So say it's Zayn.
We got another. Oh, man. These covers are awesome. Another Dr. Solar, Man of the Atom. Between satellite suns, Solar struggles to save the Earth from fiery destruction. Where is he now in 2021? We need you, Dr. Solar. right. Next up, we got another Super Friends. And Black Orchid. Black Orchid was in Super Friends. So there we go. Super Friends, issue number 31, guest starring the Floral Fury Black Orchid. All right. There we go. Next up, we got another Web of Spider-Man. Web of Spider-Man, issue number 98, where Spider-Man has constipation while other people are attacking him because everyone wants that stall because it's the only clean toilet. So Web of Spider-Man 98, $2. Oh, this is a gorgeous Power Pack cover. Is this June Brigman? Yeah, June Brigman. Okay, this is the Louise Simonson, but June Brigman does a very pretty little pastel painted cover. This is Power Pack issue number 16. Oh, look, you even have Franklin Richards, where he was still pretty much a toddler, and he wore the 4.5 Fantastic Four costume. That's pretty cool. All right, next up, we got DC Comics presents Superman and Superboy. All right. What is the sensational secret that allows Superman and Superboy to exist at the same time? I'm pretty sure it's called being in a comic book. DC Comics presents it doesn't say it because this is a Whitman variant. Who knows? Maybe this has more value than I thought. Next up is Dr. Solar, Man of the Atom, and it looks like he's having a crisis of multiple personalities. Dr. Solar, Man of the Atom, 1 million Solars battle microscopic aliens from outer space. Cool. He fights COVID, probably. Next up, we have Conan. All right, Conan 147. They dropped the Barbarian for some reason. I have no idea. Who was working on this at the time? Bruce Jones and John Buscema. Makes sense. Ernie Chan doing the inks. That's pretty cool. Jim Shooter was also the editor because he wasn't. What's the joke? I can't remember now. Conan 147. All right, and then we got Grimm's Ghost Stories. A young husband fights for his bride and his life against a dead rival because they're not a rival if they're not dead. And if you want, you can also get some prize for cash. One of the biggest schemes ever. Grimm's Ghost Stories. This doesn't have any credits, does it? No, it's that era. No credits. 1976. All right, cool. All right, and then we have DC Special presents The Three Musketeers and Robin Hood. One of the first big team-ups. The King and the Redskin Savage. That's not problematic. And the Viking Genie. Yeah, that's it. It's the Viking Genie. It's the new way to unclog your toilet. Ooh, this is sweet. We got a giant-size Harvey thriller of Will Eisner's The Spirit. Not now. I haven't rescued you yet. That means that that woman is trying to sleep with the spirit. Because I don't know what Will Eisner's sex life was like, but if you judge it based upon The Spirit, he was married for way too long because the spirit just runs the, let's say, the dating scene. Yeah. Next up, DC Showcase featuring Manhunter 2070. I don't know what else is going on. It's a sci-fi. They fight aliens. Who did this? Al, if you were to guess who wrote and penciled this book, who would you say it was?
What is it?
DC Showcase. I'll give you a hint. We've joked about this guy already because I couldn't remember who he was. And he drew a lot of Justice League. Mike Sekowsky. Mike Sekowsky wrote and illustrated DC Showcase Manhunter 2020. Next up, we got Justice League. The Earth Dies Screaming. Yep, that's the title of the year 2023, probably, for all we know. Justice League of America 129. They fight a really weird robot. All right. Dr. Solar, Man of the Atom. He fights Eric Stoltz. If you don't get that reference, you don't watch enough. I'll just leave it at that.
Well done.
I should just walk off now. See you, everybody. It's been last.
You're not going to top that one.
Next up is Adventure Comics featuring Superboy and the Legion of Superheroes. Escape of the Fatal Five. This is Adventure Comics 365. All right. And then we get the #1 best-selling comic magazine, Superman $2.48. It's where, I don't know, Lex Luthor yells at a statue. $2. Ooh, this one I've never seen before, but I imagine it's insanely problematic now. Tono and Kono, the Jungle Twins. 2 white dudes. I don't want to go any further. Listen, the cover says it all. Just take a real good look at that. What year was this? Please tell me it was the 60s, not the 70s. No, it's 1972.
1984, that book.
This is a fun one. That was a neat cover by Mike Grell. Warlord, issue number 19. Wearing some like kind of cool contraption. Look, he's even got like naked ladies in his armor and stuff like that. That's pretty cool. Warlord number 19. Oh, I told you we were going to have an Action Comics in here for $2, and here it is. Action Comics issue number 440, where Superman's parents make him feel really guilty about something. Who's doing this at the time? Elliot S with an exclamation point, Magan. That's got to be, I don't know. But Kurt Swan does the art. Action Comics 440. Wait, what a great cover. $2. This cover is worth it no matter what. Superman punches the hell out of Flash. That is a beautiful composition. For anyone who doesn't know compositional balance, you got red, 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 red. Gorgeous little X. God, I love these old school covers. Action Comics 441. Superman punches the hell out of the Flash. Okay. Now this one is in terrible condition, which is why it is $2. Tales to Astonish number 86. Submariner, the Hulk. A lot of fighting. Again, it's teared. It's falling apart. But again, $2, people. $2. Where's my $2? Now we have Superboy. Superboy 175. I'm pretty sure that's a Neil Adams cover. Yeah, it's definitely a Neil Adams cover. And Superboy is I guess a scarecrow or something. I don't know. But Superboy number 175. All right. Next up, we got an issue of Freedom Fighters where they fight Catman because they can't see in the dark, but Catman can. Freedom Fighters number 10. Your blackout ray won't protect you, Phantom Lady. I was going to say Lay. That's terrible. I'm an awful person. Sounds like the Ghostbusters scene. Next up is Magnus Robot Fighter 4000 in AD. Once again, gorgeous painted cover. I have no idea what the issue number is, but he fights Bunda the Great. Bunda? What the? Bunda the Great. I love it. Next up, we have a Marvel team-up with Spider-Man and Nomad fighting the Taskmaster and whoever that hand is. Who's the artist in this? Carrie Burkett writes and Greg LaRocque is the penciler. Okay, cool. And then we have a Marvel Tales featuring Spider-Man with a Ron Lim, Terry Austin cover. Looks like it's Mary Jane who's upset and the Hobgoblin is doing something. I don't know what the tragic secret of Mary Jane's past, but it's revealed. This was originally printed as Amazing Spider-Man 259. And in case you forgot this movie existed, you also get the ad for Cop and a Half starring Burt Reynolds. Yeah, we're a long way from Gator.
Classic.
All right, what do we got next? What are we doing for time?
We'll do whatever you want to.
Oh, we're like break time?
It's like 7:30, but I mean.
Okay, real quick, let's do a last one. Now this book has a lot of value, except for the fact it's missing a huge. The coupon is completely cut out. There you go, which is why this book ended up in my $2 bin. This is Superboy 105, where he punches his alarm clock, something I think a lot of us would like to do. $2. All right, okay. Do we have any idea, just as a cursory, who might have won the Submariner, or we got to figure that out for the end of the show?
The fight in the.
No, like who got the most $2 books?
Oh, the unknown.
The unknown?
So far has gotten the most $2.
Okay, so it's time for break, right, Kyle? So we are going to now end our little $2 bin. So the unknown, you will, for free, you will get Submariner number 6 with this gorgeous Submariner versus Tiger Shark, second appearance of Tiger Shark. Fair warning, it's in good condition. It's really just kind of display it for the cover. It's amazing, but it's yours, man. You want it. You got the most $2 comics. So we're going to go to break. When we come back from break, we are going to do the last of the big books, and then we're going to do $5 variants and close out the show. So see you on the other side of the break, guys.
To be continued. 3 little words that hold the secret to the next great story. 3 words that will thrill you, confound you, give life to new possibilities. Every variation of To Be Continued is a promise of adventure, a promise of excitement, a promise of unseen wonders and unexplored worlds. A promise that every issue you read makes you a part of a never-ending journey. And behind every page, there will be an unopened door waiting for you. This story to be continued at your local comic book shop today. Visit comicshoplocator.com today.
Like that? Hey, everybody, what's up? How you doing?
I gotta talk to Mike first.
It's our final segment. We are going to thank you for waiting. Thank you for hanging out with us. It's been fun tonight. We are going to dip back into the last of our big heavy books, and then we're going to do some $5 variants, and we're going to talk about a little bit of news and some schedule stuff later. So if you're curious about what we're doing in the near future and stuff, I'll let you know. But the first thing, so before we do, let's just take a moment real quick.
I'm just gonna put these up.
Okay, yeah, that's actually a great idea. There we go. Yeah, doing an order. All right. Okay. All right, so those are our last 3. Okay. Everything all right in the chat? We're cool. Anyone have any questions?
Everything's good.
Everything okay? Everyone chill. Have we lost everybody?
Everybody's sleeping.
Everybody's sleeping and stuff. All right. I wish I was drunk.
Hey Sam, Sam in the chat. I really like your Facebook photo.
What is it?
It's like a profile of him in the Rat Pack.
Really?
It made me like I laughed out loud when I saw it, and I showed Mike, and he was like, "Yeah, that's good." But it's like a black and white photo of the Rat Pack, and I think instead of Joey Bishop, it's Sam in the corner like smoking a cigarette, and he's got this smile on his face. And honestly, I don't even, if you're still watching, you can make that into a T-shirt. I'll buy one. It's amazing. It's an amazing picture.
Oh, that's awesome. That is so cool. Okay, so what's the first one? Okay, all right, here we go. All right, so first up, the grade is very good. We had a copy of this that was in worse condition. What did that thing sell for, like $100? Something like that. All right, this book just keeps going up in value. We're at a point now where this book in a high grade, we're not even talking CGC, okay, people? We're talking raw, high grade. This book is clocking in somewhere between $1,200 and $1,500, okay? So our very good copy is priced here at $250, okay? So it's got an iconic cover. Now, it is not the first appearance of this particular character. This character was first introduced in the first issue of this series, 100 issues prior to this one. This is issue number 101 of this series. But it is the first appearance of this version of the character. And if anyone has been paying attention specifically to the MCU and all this stuff going on, there is a certain franchise, a certain crop of characters that are inevitably going to be introduced. And when they do, I'm somebody who completely believes this. These books always have had value for 30, 40 years at this point. But these books keep doubling, tripling, like there's a lot of heat. And this one is one of the bigger ones. And again, it's primarily because of its historical significance in regards to the continuity of this character, of these characters. It is the beginning of one of the greatest subplots that then a couple years later blew up into probably one of the most famous comic book story of all times. And the book that I'm talking about, and again, this is a very good copy at $250. It is X-Men 101, the first appearance of the Phoenix, the reintroduction of this character, pretty much the beginning of all this stuff. And I have notes. There are other things that are like unique about this book, and I've already forgotten, like a jackass.
Sold.
Oh, okay.
You guys know all about it. If you want to buy it, you want it.
Because again, I haven't made this joke yet on the show, but I made it a lot during those two epic nights, those two epic shows we did. There are certain books that will always sell themselves, that you really don't have to do that big of a song of a dance for them, because you either want the book or not. Because again, we're not kidding here. They have real value, they have real interest, all that kind of stuff. And this one is no different. Again, we sold a copy that was like barely holding itself together, and it went for money. Yes,
I got one.
Yeah.
Who would you want to see do the art on X-Men that you have not seen do it yet? Or somebody you have that, like, if Quietly was going to do it again. Do you have a favorite X-Men artist? This is for the chat, anybody. Or who would you want? Who's like your dream artist on X-Men?
You know whose art I love, and they're working on X-Men right now?
Thank you, Mr. Chamberlain.
Thank you, Mr. Chamberlain. Half the reason I'm reading the Gary, is it Perry Lopez? God, oh my God, I've already forgotten. Larraz?
Pepe Larraz.
Pepe Larraz.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that dude's art it's gorgeous. I mean, it's so energetic and like it's detailed but not detailed. It's fluid. I mean, like that dude's art just blows me out of the water.
Pelletier?
Paul Pelletier?
That's what Mr. Chamberlain said.
Pelletier, like, are we talking Paul Pelletier? Like the 80s, 90s artist? Because I really liked his work.
We got Pelletier, we got a Sienkiewicz, we got a Neil Adams.
Oh, Sienkiewicz. Wait. Neil Adams in his prime? Or Batman Odyssey Neil Adams?
Wow.
All right, what is our next one? Sweet one. All right. We had a copy. We were very fortunate to get another copy of this, because this is one that I think went on our first of the big two shows, the big July shows. What?
Do you want to tell where that came? This went on the first show. We had a copy of this on our first show. Spoiler alert. This is the same copy. Never got picked up or claimed or paid for, and nobody ever emailed me about it. Twice I emailed the person. Here we go. Here's your book, and if you claim it today, guess what? You don't get it.
No. So, during those two shows, we made a lot of comments about, please, a lot of these are very big books, this and that. We'd really like if you're going to claim it. You're claiming it with the idea that you're going to purchase it hopefully within like 10 days, okay? Because again, we do run a retail shop, and we would like to keep our doors open and the lights on and stuff like that.
We enjoy doing this, but
and
to be vulgar, we're doing this for money. That's the primary.
Yeah,
reason.
and we did hold out. What? It took us 3 weeks,
No, we
almost
held
a month.
I think my first invoice was It was whatever that Tuesday was after the show. So we went a little extra because
we were trying to be fair.
Yeah, we don't want to be dicks. And the person did reach out and said it's going to be a little longer. I said that's fine.
And again, no harm in that. Sometimes, and again, that's why just be open with us. We'll be open with you. We're not trying to force anything on you. Again, I wanted that Avengers #4. I didn't have $600 to get it at the time. So
we're going to operate on the assumption that if we invoice you twice and you don't pay, you don't want your.
You don't want it, and that's fine. Hey, no harm, no done. No harm, no foul, because we're going to do what we're going to do right now, which is try to resell it. So, okay. So most of you probably already know what this book is. Now, this book made it on the Instagram this time, but it didn't make it on the Instagram the first time we sold it because it got eclipsed by books like Werewolf by Night 32, Incredible Hulk 181.
Some big books.
And I can only do so much without like completely annoying everyone who follows us on Instagram. This is a very fine minus copy. This is not 1972. This is 1974. So we're a little 2 years off of our 1972 theme that we've been doing. This is not horror-oriented. This is instead... Marvel decided that they wanted to get in on the kung fu martial art phenomenon that was going on in the mid-70s. And, of course, it being Marvel in the mid-70s decided, well, we can't have an Asian character be a kung fu expert, but we can have a blonde white man be a kung fu expert. And I am obviously talking about Marvel Premiere number 15, the first appearance and origin of Danny Rand, Iron Fist. This is a beautiful copy.
Mr. Chamberlain, did you want that copy?
Very fine minus at $175. There he is, kicking butt, culturally appropriating, just having a wonderful time.
Was Judo Master white?
Yes.
He was white.
Yeah, Judo Master. Hey, Gary, you bought our Judo Master, right? Judo Master was white, right? Is that got claimed?
No, this got claimed.
All right. Cool beans.
Congratulations, Mr. Chamberlain.
Thank you, Mr. Chamberlain.
You got it. It might have done it by mistake, but you got like 5 claims.
Thank you so much, bud. That was a pleasure. And again, if the gentleman is watching who originally claimed it, there's no harm, no foul. It's just
it's luck of the drop. Sorry.
Yeah, we just have to uphold if we make, you know, we can only go as far as our word, but we're trying to be cool about this. No one's trying to screw anybody over here, please.
I mean, this isn't. It's a business. That's just what it is. I'm sorry that's the way it is,
yeah.
But you know,
again, if it means anything,
our email and our phone number, you know where to find us 5 days out the week.
Okay, cool. All right, so now we have our penultimate. This might be our last, but it could be the penultimate. All right. So what is this one? Oh yeah. Okay.
This is the cream of the crop.
Okay. So not a while ago, 2 months ago? All right.
Not about 2 months ago. Yeah.
I had not seen this book in years. I've seen it online. People tell me they have a copy of it and all that kind of stuff. But we were fortunate enough to get a copy a bit ago. That copy turned out to be gorgeous. I mean, high grade. Like, again, the Fat Jack's version of high grade. We usually say very fine near mint because once you start getting into the 9.2s, 9.4s, 9.6, 9.8s, I have no effing clue. But high grade. Okay.
I mean, that copy was like off the shelf. Like,
gorgeous.
It looked like a brand new book.
I'm pretty sure the guy who had purchased it, put it in a bag and board, put it in a long box, put it in a beautifully environment sealed, furnished basement, and didn't touch it for 30 years.
Yep.
So we were fortunate enough to be able to sell it. This copy is a very fine copy. Now, most of its issues is actually the pages they're off-white. They are not white. So we're beginning to it's beginning to show its signs of being 2000. We're in 2021. So this book, oh God, and it's the summer of 2020. So in fact, this is the 30th anniversary of this issue. Yeah, it definitely came out in the summer of 1991. All right, this is the 30th anniversary of this book. Okay, now I am not going to belabor the point of who created this because we are obviously on a platform that wants to maintain all of their relationships with the comic book creators that exist. So I don't want to completely piss in the face of people just because I might not be big into it. But I recognize there are two books from the 1990s that have become stone cold holy grail books. Second tier, like for me, first appearance of Hellboy. There's a few characters from the 90s that I think have a lot of value, a lot of worth, and have withstood the test of time and deserve to exist. But there are two characters that are above everybody. I mean, heads and shoulders above everybody. It might have taken them about 10 or 15 years to really kind of solidify their stance on the Mount Rushmore. But again, when you think of the 1990s, there are two characters that will probably evoke that more than any other. And both of these two characters' first appearances are probably some of the most valuable 1990s books of all time. One of the characters is obviously Harley Quinn in Batman Adventures number 12. Technically her first appearance, okay? But even more than that is this one. A combination of Spider-Man and Deathstroke made by somebody without a single imagination or artistic skills in their entire body, who made more money off of a shitty Levi's button-fly commercial than Jack Kirby probably ever did in his entire effing life. But it doesn't change the fact that this is one of the modern Holy Grail books of all modern Holy Grail books. I am obviously talking about New Mutants 98, the first appearance of Gideon, the first appearance of Copycat. I know we did that joke already, but I couldn't help myself.
I wasn't expecting.
It's the first appearance of Deadpool, cross of Spider-Man and Deathstroke, who would a decade later truly kind of become his own. Now, as I said, this is a very fine copy, and we're selling it here tonight for $450. All right? So there you go. I'm not going to belabor the point. You either know you want this book or not. And if it doesn't go tonight, trust me, it will be here. We got Mike's show tomorrow from, what is it?
Mike's show tomorrow from 12 to 1 and 4 to 6 on the Comic Book Shopping Network. And Tuesday from 10 to 12 on the Comic Book Shopping Network. You can find the link to all those times on our Facebook page, as well as a link to his Instagram. And if not, it'll be up on the wall probably by the end of the week. And you can walk in here and buy it.
Yeah. So if this doesn't move tonight, you inquire about it, and we have it here waiting for you. Because again, $450 is no joke. All right. But again, it's very rare, at least from my experience, to get a first appearance of Deadpool.
To Kyle in the chat, I think Blood Strike, you could rub the blood. You can't rub the blood on this cover.
No.
So it's not quite the same.
It's not quite the same. In fact, it's not the same at all. And how dare you? You're really demeaning the beauty of Deadpool. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So now we're in what do we do with that last book? It's sort of been claimed.
Yeah.
Do we want to bring it out and just?
I mean,
I feel I'm torn because I want to give people I'm gonna give
a guy a call
because this person did get screwed out of a giant-sized X-Men.
Yes.
And he was very nice enough that he wanted to buy it before the show, and I, like a baby, was like, but I want to show it on the show, and then he lost out on it in a second.
He's at work.
He's at work?
He's at work right now. So it's one of those, why don't you do some bundles? I'll give him a call.
All right, I'm going to do $5 variants. We have one book. This is complicated. We're sorry, but it's very expensive. It's a $1,500 book, okay? So if you hear that number and immediately you're like, I totally understand. We got a call before the show. This gentleman was like, yo, is this book for sale? What's going on? Have you put it out yet? And I was like, no, not yet. He's like, I want it. And I'm like, and I felt like I was going to screw him over again. So before we bring the book out, let's just check to see. Just to make sure. We don't do this that often, but it's not that often. We have books worth $1,500. So again, we have to, and again, I do the Instagram thing and all that kind of stuff. So I'm learning. I don't know if you figured this out yet, but I'm not terribly good at this. I'm not a good salesman. Oh my God, it's 5. We're already at 5. It's already over. We didn't get to our $5 variance. We have a hard out. Al, I think we're already almost done. All right, so Al calls the gentleman to find out if he genuinely wants it before we show it. If not, I guess we'll show it and say it was claimed.
It's claimed.
Oh, it's claimed?
He's going to take it.
All right. So let us just show it. I apologize. This isn't supposed to be a tease. But again,
it's a cool book to have. And it's the gentleman. He's at work. I'm sorry, everybody. We're not trying to be dicks and screw everybody over.
And again, this gentleman did really, we did screw him out of a giant size X-Men #1.
He didn't get screwed. He was a little slow in the draw. That's all.
Yeah, well, he should have walked out that day with it, and we were like, no. Anyway, we're talking about Marvel Spotlight #5. If you don't recognize that cover immediately, it is the first appearance of Ghost Rider, Johnny Blaze, probably one of the biggest Bronze Age Marvel key comic books going on. I mean, this book just keeps going up in value despite 2 terrible movies. Very fine minus copy, $1,500 from, you guessed it, 1972. So there you go. Marvel Premiere. Marvel Spotlight. No, Marvel Premiere.
Marvel Premiere 15.
Marvel Premiere #5.
Oh, 5. It should be written on the tag.
Wait, I did write it, but did I have a brain fart moment? This isn't Marvel Spotlight, right? It's Marvel Premiere #5. Oh my God, I'm having a
You're holding it in your head.
I know, but the label's on top of it. And I don't want to open it up and touch it. All right, Jason.
Dude's not watching.
Jason, I hope you enjoy your first appearance of Ghost Rider. And
thank you, Mr. Chamberlain. Spotlight #5.
It is. Okay, so
you wrote Marvel Premiere on it.
Yeah, because I was doing Marvel Premiere #1 at the same time, so I must have just had it in my head. That was a brain fart moment. Good thing it got claimed and sold, and no one has to judge me on it. Okay, so we're about to lose out on our out. So a couple bits of news, real quick. First of all, thank you everybody who's hung out with us. Thank you everybody for purchasing books. Thank you everybody for supporting us. Thank you everybody for checking out the Instagram page. Thank you everybody for all of your compliments, all of your ball busting, which seems to come from a place of love. Just thank you in general. Because again, as we say multiple times, we primarily do this for you. As much as Al and I like hanging out, I'm pretty sure he'd much rather be with his lovely wife than be with me on a Sunday night. But again, this is a blast hanging out with you guys and getting to know you and all that kind of stuff.
That's not true.
In terms of scheduling, though, quick thing, Fat Jacks will most likely still be doing an experience show next week, but I will not be here next week. That's why we're not doing a local show on our Facebook page. And Mike and Al will discuss and figure out what they want to do for the experience, which is 6 to 8 next Sunday. But again, I will not be here. But I will be back September 5th for both the local show and the experience show. Al, regrettably, will not be here. But I'm excited to announce, I've said it before, but I'll say it again. The gentleman who will be here with me is someone I've been looking forward to have here for a long time now, pretty much since we began doing this, and that is our boy Zainin. I can't wait to have you, bud. We're going to have a lot of fun. With that said,
real quick, I was supposed to mention this earlier. I forgot. It's the 6-month anniversary of the experience. So, all next weekend is going to be special programming, and everybody's doing special anniversary shows except for us. But
it's okay. We're the ugly stepchild.
Everybody check them out. I'm sure there's a lot of cool content. If you go on their website, it'll have lists for everything. And if you go by our Facebook page later in the week, we'll know for sure what we're doing next Sunday.
Right.
So it might be me and Eric. It might be me and Henry. It might be Mike by himself doing push-ups. It might be nothing. We'll see what happens, but fuck it. What's the difference?
Yeah, but definitely check out everything the Experience is doing. Check out their TikTok. Check out their Instagram. Check out all their social media stuff. They're doing a lot of Post-it notes, 6-month anniversary stuff. Again, we're kind of the wart on the ass of the Experience, so don't be shocked.
And to Ed and the Unknown, if you guys want to come down here and fight it out over if Deadpool's cool or not, you guys do that on your own time, but I'll watch.
Excellent. Well, everyone, thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure. I'll see you all in 2 weeks. You'll see the rest of somebody next week.
We'll see something, but you'll see Mike tomorrow morning and Tuesday morning and tomorrow afternoon and
on the Comic Book Shopping Network on Facebook.
Oh, there you go.
All right, check the Facebook page, check the Instagram page, all that kind of stuff. Everyone, thank you as always. Be well, take care, enjoy the rest of the programming.